Hello learner, in previous lecture you have learned different definition and conceptual clarification of learning, its various factors affecting learning, methods of learning, and today in this lecture you have to learn, we will discuss on various laws of learning. As you all aware about that these laws of learning has been proposed by famous psychologist E.L. Thorndike, and he was American psychologist Edward Lee Thorndike. According to Thorndike's, laws of learning are based on the stimulus response theory, SR theory. Actually, the basic concept of this theory that learning takes place or the process of learning takes place between on the basis of connection or bond which is formed between the stimulus and response. After stimulating you have to present or you have to give your response or reaction. So learning is the connection or a type of bond between stimulus and response. This is the gist of this theory. And according to this theory, in later module we will discuss also this type of theory by E.L. Thorndike. But for today we have to study laws of learning given by Thorndike. There are some primary laws of learning and some secondary law of learning. Primary law of learning, first law of readiness, second law of exercise, law of effect. So, first of all we have to discuss on law of readiness. A learner can learn only when he is ready or willing to learn. When a learner is ready to learn a thing, he or she will learn not only effectively but quickly too. The gist of this law that if you are ready to learn, your learning will be effective and very easily you can learn. So, this is the main objective of this law. Next is law of practice. As you all aware about saying that law practice makes man perfect. So, this statement is the whole soul of this law given by Thorndike. Practice or drill of learning materials help in increasing the efficiency of learning process of the students. And this learning law has two parts, law of use and second one is law of disuse. According to law of use, any task that is practiced repeatedly is learned quickly and easily. In this phenomena, the bonds are made to strengthen the learning. Actually, law of use indicates that if the strength of connection or bond between stimulus and response will increase if you practice regularly or repeatedly your work or your learning process. So, this type of bond increases. But if you are not in the process of regularity or not practicing at regular interval or regularly your process of practice or your learning, then it will decreases. The strength of connection between stimulus and response will decrease. So, law of disuse indicates this. This law is the opposite of the law of use. If something learned is not practiced or used, it is forgotten because lack of practice weakens the learning process. So, it means that this law indicates that you have to practice more and more in your studies or your in learning process. This is primary law. Third primary law is law of effect. It is also called the law of satisfaction and dissatisfaction. We want to repeat the work that gives us pleasure or satisfaction. When we modifiable connection between a stimulus and response is made and is accompanied or followed by a satisfying state of affairs, that connection's strength is increased, and when made and accompanied or followed by an annoying state of affairs, its strength is decreased. It means in the learning process in your classroom or outside the classroom or in your home, if you are satisfied with the result of your learning process, outcome of your learning process, your learning will very effective. But if you don't want to learn and you have to bound to learn, or you have to, there is a psychological pressure to learn, this type of condition will annoying you. So this will affect your learning also. Now there are some secondary laws of learning. Law of primacy, law of recency, law of intensity, law of attitude, multiple response and associative shifting. So first, law of primacy. This law is very simple, having very simple concept. If at very initial stage our learning is going on in a correct way, it will become stronger and more permanent for long term. It means first impression is last. If at the beginning stage or starting stage your learning method or teaching method is correct, then your learning will be very much effective and you can learn very easily. So this is the law of primacy. Law of recency. It means an activity experienced most recently are remembered in comparison to the things we learned some time ago. Just recently you have learned those things, you will remember very efficiently as in the comparison of learned material sometimes ago. So this is the gist of law of recency. Law of intensity. Here, more intensity, more retention. How many times you have practiced or you are remembering or you are repeating your learning content or your learning material, so that in teaching learning process, if there is interesting, vivid and real life experiences or activities are used by a teacher, makes improvement and progress in learning outcome. It means this type of learning or this law indicate that you have to face vivid experiences or real life experiences. That's why your learning will effective and durable also. Then law of set or attitude. It means if you are having positive attitude towards learning, if you are getting satisfaction towards your learning, you can learn very effectively and your learning will be easy and quick. So this is all about learning of set or attitude. Law of multiple responses. Actually, this law is connected to the Thorndike's law, trial and error theory. In the process of trial and error, a student can show different and many trials, first trial, second trial, third trial. So as he is showing many trials and giving responses, and in this process trials will decrease. A time comes when trial will decrease and responses will increases. So this is and in this connection there a student can present multiple responses, either it will wrong or right, and through this presenting multiple responses, he makes his learning more effective. Then law of associative shifting. The statement of law runs as: we can get any response from the learner of which he is capable, associated with any situation to which he is sensitive. In other words, we can say that any response which is possible can be linked with any stimulus. During the process of learning, any response can be shifted from one stimulus to another through association. This law indicates that in any condition you have learned something or some material, you can shift in another. Whenever in another situation, same type of stimulus, so you have to shift your response in another situation for similar type of stimulus. So this is the shifting, association of shifting or of your responses. So these are some laws of, primary laws and secondary laws. This is all about laws of learning. In next lecture, we will discuss about the transfer of learning. What is the process of transfer of learning? Thank you.